the Allied airmen during the Second World War. What we're going to present to you here today is a representation of a fighter escort mission briefing taking place in March of 1945. This mission on March 2nd, 1945, the 8th Air Force struck targets at Bolin and Magdeburg. They were striking synthetic oil plants and rail yards.
This is going to be loud.
Today we are representing the 361st Fighter Group. We chose the 361st Fighter Group because that is a group represented by John Sessions' beautiful P-51 Mustang here. We'd like to thank John Sessions and Historic Life Foundation for allowing us the time here to present this to you. Meow. Oh, sure.
I'll take over.
So with the 8th Air Force bombing missions against Germany, large sometimes up to 1,000 plane raids, they needed escort fighters to protect themselves from the German Luftwaffe. At this point, though, during the war, American air power had overpowered the German Luftwaffe. 9th Army was moving forward towards the Rhine, but there was still German infantry that needed to be attacked. They would just go ahead and start a mission. This is about 6:30 in the morning, March 2nd, 1945.
All right, everybody wake up. We got a mission today. So, ETA 1330, don't forget to write it down on your hands so you can refer to it in your cockpit. Recall sign is Mazzola. Everybody get that? Recall Mazzola. Group call sign Balance 57. Bomber call sign is Vinegrove 33. Wing control is Colgate. Local base control Darkfold. Everybody get that? All right. Here it is. We have another ramrod today. The bombers will be hitting the synthetic oil plants and marshalling yards at Bolin, Magdeburg, and Ruhlin. We'll be escorting the 2nd Division B-24s to Magdeburg. The 2nd Division is sending 4 boxes of 60, 80, 70, and 90 aircraft. Our assignment is the 3rd box of 70 Liberators. These are identified by yellow tails with black stripes. Everybody get that? Yellow tails, black stripes. Keep your eyes peeled. We are to rendezvous with the bombers at 5238-0700 East in the vicinity of Zwolle at 0932. Altitude 20,000. We will provide penetration target and withdrawal support until relieved 1235 at 5242-0612 East near Meppel. This is a wing tank job, so you'll be carrying 2 108-gallon wing tanks. Takeoff time, 0816. The bombers will be over the target at 1040. Our ETA back here at A84 is 1330. The course to rendezvous is 038 degrees magnetic. Rendezvous to the target, 102 degrees magnetic. This course will take our force just south of Hanover, thereby avoiding the heavy flak there. After breaking escort, the course for home will be 265 degrees. So once again, make sure you get this written down. Group call sign today is Balance 57. Balance 57. The bombers will be on Vinegrove 33. Able channel will be used for operational communication and local homing. Wing control is Colgate and local base control is Darkfold. Baker channel is for air-sea rescue in case anybody needs it. And the proper procedure is to say Mayday 3 times, followed by your call sign. Charlie channel will be for direct fighter-bomber communication. Dog channel will be used only for direction finding, fixing, and pipsqueak. Pilots flying yellow 2 positions, you know who you are. And each squadron will stand by on Charlie channel to monitor 2nd Division fighter-bomber communications. The pilots flying green 2 will stand by on Charlie channel to maintain contact with Vinegrove 33 only. Colors for today are green-green from 0700 to 1300, and red from 1300 to 1900. Once again, the recall is Mazzola. Right, now to the meat. German fighter response is expected to be weak. Right, we've all heard that before. As you may have noticed, Jerry only seems to be wanting to put up a fight when we are sending a maximum effort to Berlin. So today's mission probably won't stir him up much. That doesn't mean you can go to sleep. Everybody stay on their toes. Jet fighters still remain a serious threat to us, and the bombers so stay alert, especially coming off the target in the areas of Koblenz, Steinherder, and the Doomer Lake area. 9th Army is pushing through the Rhine, and as the Germans fall back, their flak installations are becoming more concentrated. That means more stuff coming at us. You can expect heavy to intense flak over the target around Brunswick, Osnabrück, Hanover, and Bremen. Remember, flak remains your greatest enemy at this time. Emergency airfields. Nearby the route are Y29 in Asch, and the RAF fields B91, and Clues B95 at Touge, and of course B97 in Amsterdam. Y29 and B97 have repair facilities as well should you need them. Now for the special instructions, including the field order. Now I don't know how many times I have to say this, but you guys aren't listening. Groups will not, repeat, not strafe, and will remain with the bombers in their practice, and the practice of firing on navigational buoys in the North Sea will cease immediately. The Royal Navy's getting a little ticked off at us. I know it's fun, but stop it. RBA is 25,000 feet. Now, since we are pressing the Germans, it is now permissible to carry 45 service pistols on operational flights. Are there any questions? Clear as mud, right? All right, here's weather.
Sir, what's RBA again?
Come on, really? See your flight commander. Weather?
Morning, gentlemen. Well, looks like we got some good weather for mission today. As of 3 a.m., RAF Weather Service indicates that we got a weak cold front coming in from the south of the route. All it's been able to do so far is just squeeze out a little bit of drizzle, so don't worry about it. I know, weather forecast guy, you guys believe me a bunch of crap, just deal with it, okay? I got a lot of stuff to get to you. Let's hurry and get this, get you guys on your way. All right. You're gonna have a nice, easy, clear route to the continent. So with that being said, we got a nice clean route as we're heading up. We're gonna run into, basically, we got some clear, well, let's start with first. We got clear visibility from our takeoff up to about midway to our route. We're going to run into some small haze. That's probably going to give way about medium way into our mission. So don't worry about it on that. However, as we get closer to the channel area and on the very edge of the continent, we're going to run into a possibility of heavy cumulus clouds building up. Be mindful of that, because with the cumulus clouds, you're going to develop icing and some big turbulence. So stay clear of those clouds. You know, if you want to dodge into them, take my advice. Did you get that? Now, the coastal channel, as we're arriving in this area up through here, visibility is going to be not too bad. Clouds are going to be kind of wispy. You run into some cirrus clouds. Visibility is going to be 4 to 6 tenths visibility. That's not too bad there. We're going to run into some wind coming out of the northwest into us. Be mindful of that. Keep on your course. Once you get on to the continent and get further in, we're going to run into 4 to 6 tenths stratocumulus and cumulus clouds. You're going to run into seeing them with the bases of the clouds starting at about 4,000 feet, topping off at 8. But as I said, if you see these cumulus clouds there, steer clear of them. It's just going to be some trouble. You're going to have to start watching for ice. On the route, clouds are going to be experiencing, hold on here. As I stated, we're going to run to the clouds from 4 to 8,000 feet. Once we're past that, we're going to run into some clear, but don't let the sunshine fool you. Okay. Visibility at takeoff is going to be from 2 to 3 miles in light haze, as of right now. But as we get to present value and take off about an hour after sunrise, you're going to see the haze lift. So there's that. Freezing level as of this morning right now is 11,000 feet at takeoff. This is going to lift to about 3,000 feet by the time we get back from our route. So we're going to experience a lot of different types of wind. In a setting of 330 degrees, we're going to run into the following winds. You want to probably keep track of these, write them down if you want. At about 10,000 feet, we'll be running out of wind from the northwest, running at about 40 miles per hour. We're going to run into, they'll increase to 75 miles an hour at 20,000 feet, and up to 85 miles an hour at 30,000 feet. Contrails are going to be pretty much nil, non-existent at all. And that's going to be running all the way up to 25,000 feet. So Jerry's not going to see anybody coming. And one more warning. As we were driving over here, the Jeep ice stuff. So before you guys all take your pre-flight, walk around and check your planes for ice, frost, or anything like that. Keep that in mind. Just check it out. With that, does anybody have any questions? All right.
You got a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we got questions here.
Yes, sir.
All right, boys. Looks like we have a pretty straightforward mission today with good flying weather. Jerry's likely to be up, and by all chance, we're going to be seeing his jet jobs. I don't see where our wing's going to be a likely spot to get the attack if it does come, but let's be ready for it just the same. We'll take off today using runway 2, take off to the northeast. My squadron will go first, with the 375th second, and 374th last. I'll set course at 3,000 feet. I'm going to fly high over the center of the force, 375th in front, 374th cover in the rear. The ground controller gives us any vectors. I'll go after them, and if necessary, I'll take the 375th with me. 374's term for close escorts, so they're going to stay with the bombers regardless.
Sir, take this guy right here.
Again?
Yeah. Be sure he's number one with you.
Hey, we had it last time.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Thank you, Colonel.
Things happen.
Yes, sir. As I say, if the ground controller gives us any vectors, I'll go after them. Take the 375th with me. 374th is going to be flying close escort. Now, if we get into a scrap, I want the flights to stay together as long as possible, and always in the least elements of 2. The Hun recently has been making most of his attacks from behind, out of the clouds and contrails. I'm going to stay at least 3,000 feet above the bombers, and I suggest the other squadron commanders do the same. We're going to need all the altitude we can get for our diving attacks on those jets. Now, we may not shoot many of them down, guys, but remember, recently we've had a lot of luck keeping them away from the bombers, and that's what we're up there for. Oh, and you guys standing by on the Scouting Force channel, Miller, Randolph, Goldberg, I want you guys on that channel all the time. Recently, they've signed a good number of formations, which they reported back to us, but nobody got the information. Oh, and speaking of the radio, stay off of it unless you have something important to say. You guys are fighter pilots. You're the only ones in the airplane who can make a decision. If your engine's running hot or cold, or if it's about to fall out, you don't need to discuss it with everybody in the group. Make up your mind whether or not to continue with the mission and act accordingly. Do what your common sense and your training tells you to do. Any questions, guys?
Just make sure that Goldberg gets out of the chow all the time.
All right, Cap. All right.
Love some powdered eggs.
We will do a quick time check here, guys. In 30 seconds, it will be 0710. 15 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, hack. All right, that's it. Let's go.
Sir.
Thank you, folks.